Some of my best ideas cook up in about 20 minutes or less, and today it's no exception. I've got another really quick cooking back pocket recipe that you're going to absolutely love because it packs on tons of amazing flavor. I want you to get ready for your next dinner wrap session with a recipe I like to call my spicy chicken sausage ragout over creamy polenta. And of course, everything we do, you know it's gotta be simple, delicious, easy, and just good food. So let's get to cooking. Okay, so on the stove, I've got a skillet. You know how we get down. It's been heating up just for a few moments. So I'm just gonna add in some olive oil so we can start the saute. Look, it's already smoking, so we know we're in good territory, okay? A little bit of onion. And then some bell pepper. All right, we'll give it a stir and just get everybody happy and get everybody excited to meet each other. Meanwhile, I've just got a pot of water. I'm just gonna bring to a boil because this is gonna be for the polenta that we're gonna end up cooking with all types of good stuff, trust me, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and add in the sausage. So this is chicken Italian sausage that I'm just gonna take out of the casing. I only need like 2 or 3 of them. I'm just gonna take them right out the casing and then get the sausage right in to cook up with the onions and peppers so we get all that good flavor. Hands are nice and clean. All right, I just wanna come in here and just like break up the sausage so as it cooks, it sort of becomes like crumbles right in the pan. We got onions, we got peppers, we need a little garlic. So I've got a couple of cloves. I'm just gonna slice the cloves of garlic and get them right into the pan. All right, here's our garlic, right in there. All right, just give it a stir. All right, and this is looking really good. I got a little bit of tomato paste that I'm just gonna put right in here when the sausage is just like almost done, right? And what the tomato paste will do is it'll help just bloom. It's gonna add lovely deep color and deep flavor to the whole dish. So a little tomato paste, a couple of teaspoons right in there, and we'll give that a stir. Now, what I wanna do, very simply, is I've got a little bit of red wine. I think red wine will be great with this in the backdrop because I wanna help scrape up some of those bits of flavor on the bottom of this pan, and this red wine will help us get there. All right, so while the wine is reducing and deglazing, I like to add just another element of freshness to the whole dish. And I do that by adding in some tomatoes, right? I think this is just gonna be one of those things that'll make the dish sort of stand out and really good. So I'm gonna use just a handful. All right, look at this. See, what's happened is that wine has started to reduce down. This is smelling really good. So I'm just gonna add these tomatoes. And while I add the tomatoes, let's also do a whole can of canned diced tomatoes as well. With the juice and everything, it's gonna go right in there. You could use like the Italian style tomatoes. You could use the regular, doesn't really matter because we're gonna add lots of flavor to this to make it taste really good. Now is the time to get started, right? So I've got half of a chicken bouillon cube that I'm just gonna sprinkle right in here because I want that lovely broth flavor without the extra added liquid. I've also got some fresh thyme, and I'm gonna add just sprigs of fresh thyme right into the pan as well. And what'll happen is those leaves will sort of fall off and just be really good. Let's intensify that garlic flavor with a little bit of garlic powder. I did promise you spicy, right? Because that's how we roll. So let's do some red pepper flake. All right, I got a little bit of that Italian herbs that I love so much, right? The dried Italian herbs are gonna go right in there. All right, and then one last surprising ingredient. So you gotta put a little sugar in here just to balance out that acidity. So a little bit of sugar. We'll give this whole thing a stir. And would you look at that? Look at what's happening, okay? Saucy, it's looking really good. All right. While that continues to cook, let's just turn our attention over to our quick cooking polenta. So in that pot of boiling water is the other half of that chicken bouillon cube that we didn't use. So I'm gonna put that right into that boiling water. All right, let's just give it a stir just to get that going, right? And then, now is a good time to add in the polenta. Now that our polenta has thickened up, it's exactly what we want. Now, let's add some love to it so it tastes really good. So I'm gonna start by adding in a little bit of heavy cream right into the pot. All right, also, I've got a little bit of mascarpone cheese as well. This is one of my favorites. It's like an Italian cream cheese. It's readily available at many grocery stores. So some mascarpone is gonna go in there. All right, and then lastly, I'll finish off with a good handful of pecorino romano cheese right in there as well. All right, we'll give that a lovely, gentle stir just to combine everything, and this is how your polenta should look. Super creamy, super cheesy, delicious. All right, so now there's only one thing left to do, and that's to plate this bad boy up so we can dig in. We're gonna start by adding in all of this lovely, cheesy, delicious smelling polenta. I'm just gonna be very careful as I spoon over this lovely chicken sausage ragout right over on top of our polenta. All right, and then just to garnish on top, I've got some basil. All right, so I'm just gonna pick off the leaves of the basil and give this what's known as a chiffonade. So I'll show you how we do it. So I'm just gonna pull off some of the leaves, and then we're gonna line them up and then roll them tightly like a cigar. All right, and then I'll give them a slice. All right, and then if we get this right, now we have lovely chiffonade of basil. All right, so here's our completed dish. I'm just gonna take the basil and just drop it right over on top, just like that. All right. I think this could benefit from a little bit of black pepper. So a little black pepper right on top of that, and then we'll just finish off with the slightest drizzle of olive oil. I'm just gonna dig in here and get me some. I mean, you could already see, look at that, how smoking hot this is. I mean, it's great for a weeknight. It's fancy enough that you can actually even serve this to company. This is a really good back pocket recipe. You know, I'm trying to keep you guys loaded full of them, all right? Let me give it a taste and see what we're working with. I mean, I could already smell that red wine in here, those fresh herbs, so I know this is probably gonna be out of this world. I mean, savory. The chicken sausage is delicious. The garlic flavor comes through. That red wine is very pronounced. Listen, you're going to love this. You know where to find the recipe with all the other ones, all right? Go to DariusCooks.tv. And then there's two things I want to tell you, as I always do. Very simple. Food is my life. Life, it's my food. Until next time, I gotta wish you happy cooking from my heart.